来跟各位讲一个大家应该
我想要学会遗忘，用原谅习惯原谅，被磨的多少有那么一点刁钻，跟寂寞剑拔弩张到没得商量，谁敢说自己没有一点逞强？如果我打开天窗，谁为我张开魔毯？谁为我按下时光倒流的开关？如果能眼泪统统倒流回眼眶，谁的心脏能容许我的不安？谁不向往那片物是迷深蓝？谁给我的是个太阳，去对抗荒凉？你给我满满的爱，让我能够在人海闯荡，给我满满勇气，不再畏惧别人的眼光，让我独自悠悠晃晃闯荡世界的空旷。还好有你点亮星空的穹苍，你给我满满的爱，装满陪我流浪心里想，给我慢慢勇敢飞向每个未知的空港。感谢是你给我一个磁场，能坦坦荡荡，让我学会温柔能有多强悍。谁不向往那片物是迷深蓝？谁给我的是个太阳，去对抗荒凉？你给我满满的爱，让我能够在人海闯荡，给我满满勇气，不再畏惧别人的眼光，让我独自悠悠晃晃闯荡世界的空旷。还好有你点亮星空的穹苍，你给我满满的爱，装满陪我流浪心里想，给我满满勇敢飞向每个未知的空港。感谢是你给我一个磁场，能坦坦荡荡，让我学会温柔能有多强悍。陪我流浪心里想，给我满满勇敢飞向每个未知的空港。感谢是你给我一个磁场，能坦坦荡荡，让我学会温柔能有多强悍。 让我学会温柔能有多强悍。
深夜的风冷冷无情，觉得也昏暗。脚边眼底散落一地，像是我的心被风吹起。吹到哪里，我在哪里？没有目的，我给的爱要不回来。你说过的话，我不曾忘记，你却离开。我给的爱要不回来。你说过的话，我不曾忘记，你却离开。深夜的风冷冷无情，觉得也昏暗。脚边眼底散落一地，像是我的心被风吹起。吹到哪里，我在哪里？没有目的，我给的爱要不回来。你说过的话，我不曾忘记，你却离开。我给的爱要不回来。你说过的话，我不曾忘记，你却离开。你说过 你却离开。
在风中，今天阳光突然好热，天的温柔，地的温柔，像你抱着我，然后发现你的改变，孤单的今后，如果了，该怎么度过？天边疯狂，身边的我不在你眼中，你的眼中藏着什么，我从来都不懂。没有关系，你的世界就让你拥有，不打扰是我的温柔。不知道，不明了，不想要，为什么我的心明明是想靠近，却孤单的黎明。不知道，不明了，不想要，为什么我的心那爱情的绮丽，总是在孤单里，再把我的最好的爱给你。不知不觉，不情不愿，又到巷子口，我没有哭也没有笑，因为这是梦。没有预兆，没有理由，你真的有说过，如果有，就让你自由。
反应，那当然
掌声鼓励一下哦，
意犹未尽是一定的。
没错，不过呢，我们要以最热烈的掌声再次谢谢我们的杨志勋指挥，以及高雄市交响乐团，还有最重要的是我们国庆烟火执行还有设计的团队，掌声鼓励一下吧！
谢谢所有伙伴的辛苦以及努力。
是不是？每一首歌我们都耳熟能详。
没错，刚刚在后面我也跳得好开心啊！我把它当成了舞池了吧？
这些音乐都来自于民间，提醒我们，无论离回来，无论你是哪个时代，麦德里归台湾，我们是一起的。
没错，
掌声鼓励小跑，这好感动啊！好，这个段落呢，我们要先
非常绚丽呢，这样的一饱眼福哦，可以看到其实整个的烟火相当的精彩哦，整30分钟完全没有冷场的时间，而且呢，其实小玉我在观赏烟火的同时，也一直在听我们的交响乐团演奏的是哪些歌曲？我知道说，观众朋友们，就是我们线上的网友们，目前将近3800位的网友们有听到哪些歌曲呢？我都一直跟我们的阿比一样也边看烟火边猜说有哪些歌曲，比方说有永远不回头啦，有这个广告一下子突然打结了一下腰，不过蛮多首歌曲都是相当的好听哦。那还有很多的一些歌曲，像是终于落地这样好听，还有正行前再出发，以及在联合国前面有一首带着头发来的看见彩虹，还有包含了拍手歌等等。
But I must be offering many thanks for you for your work and knowing my captain of my needs.
在烟火当中，演奏相当的厉害。其实呢，不管如何呢，今天的这一场烟火呢，希望大家都能够觉得欣赏，也觉得不管呢你是哪一方的人呢，不管是蓝树绿树红呢，我们都非常的欢迎。也谢谢您今天晚上陪着我们一起看了30分钟的烟火。那我们即将结束今天的上市网视频，谢谢您的收看。欢迎收听我们的频道，包含主频道的许多播放片，以及主频道的各项重点，包含了晨间新闻跟午间新闻，还有晚间新闻，都欢迎继续收听。
I and the 6 or 7 others will be very quiet. Let you have all the thunder. Are you not injured at all? Yeah, I had a headache, and then it went away. This makes me smile. Forgive me for me. We are judged in life on the evil we destroy. It is a bleak truth that there is nothing but blood awaiting us in the spaces between the stars. But the Emperor sees all that transpires in his domain, and we are judged equally for the illumination we bring to the blackest nights. We are judged in life for those moments we spill light into the darkest reaches of his Imperium.
当时我们觉得哇，国防军他们出来的话，那就一定是势在必行，霸王就上攻啊！
而且他讲哦，你不交，我有办法让你交出来。
所以呢，后几天的时候，不是刘德英就在看杂志上面
讲
到他的委屈啊，讲他的说法，对不对？后来呢，方淑华也是台积电的法务长，就说台积电绝不会交出敏感资讯，尤其是客户的这个数据。你想说，
你说台积电的法务长方伟华直接跟美国 say no，
他是有买疫苗，扮演一个非常重要的这个角色的方淑华，他这样说，大家哦。我们台湾的企业怎么敢跟这个美国的这个商务部这样较真啊？那我们想说，大概
我们不是狼狈谁喊的吗？
对啊，台积电这样行吗？结果没想到，过几天的时候，这几天已经急转直下，因为我们王美花的经济部长已经跟孙小雅 AIT 的官员说，OK， 你们现在可以不用交出机密资料。
想把你拍成一部电影，从开场到结局都是你，在每一场戏慢动作，听歌的写景，不要风景。因为最美的风
Hello, welcome to Go Make Stuff, episode 24. Last week's episode was a bit of a revival, so we'll get back to the basics and the script. So that's what I did. I filmed it to his hand for you lot. Otherwise I'll just be telling you about it. So I need a hand around the workshop, and I can't actually fit another human being in here, so yeah, I need a helping hand. One of those little clipper things that you need to hold. Sometimes when I'm gluing something or painting something, I need to keep some bits together to stick. I need a pair of helping hands. I actually bought some really cheap broken helping hands off of Amazon. I want to make them a bit more interesting. Just to make them more aesthetically pleasing. Aesthetically pleasing. Whatever. More robot-y. By the way, this is a sponsored video. Someone actually decided to sponsor my video. Why are you looking at me that way? But anyway, let's start, shall we? Good old sketchbook. You know, I can actually do with that target thing. What's that? Yeah, this one. So if any of you were wondering what helping hands are, they're basically these things. Just crocodile clips at the end of the articulated arms that you can use now. That's where you solder and stick things together. I got these second hand off of Amazon. They must have been opened at the 10 pack, but they were cheap. So I thought this build would be a perfect opportunity to use one of my LED book lights. I've got several of these, as anyone who's watched the Metroid collaboration video with Stunt Studio will know. That's all I want to say about that. So this contact lens solution bottle is going to be the main body. And yeah, this is that liquid stuff you use to clean contact lenses. So I'm told, I mean, I don't wear glasses. So the skilled crafter would probably cut little holes to stick these arms into the side of the bottle, but I just decided to put a couple of slices in there and just jam them in. But my thinking was, you know, if they're really hard to get in, they're going to be really hard to get out. Like your dad in that nightclub that time, do you remember? It was so embarrassing. So I'm going to be honest with you, at this point I didn't really have a plan. I was just kind of hacking at this bottle and just figuring out as I went along. You know, the usual plan. So I wanted the light to be green, because the green light's much colder than the leading lights. I wanted it to be green like the moon in Star Wars. Yeah, I use this green gel, but you could just use green acetate or some green sweetener. Yeah, it'll work. LEDs don't really get that hot, so it's not too bad. So once the light was nice and green, I thought I'd just jam it in like I did the arms, because, you know, it's a method I use, I guess. So I got a set of these plastic pots from the pound shop, all different sizes. That much of it, just the corner of the video. Anyway, Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their community journey. thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people, and topics included illustration, design, photography, video, freelancing. So a course in particular that I like is the I like to make stuff, but I also like to make films about making stuff. Brush up with those filmmaking skills, especially on my budget. What's sponsored the What I really liked about Skillshare was I could watch the class anytime. There were no adverts. It's always good to have more skills to learn. So this whole bit there is going to be manhandled. Should be a lot stronger than at least. Now every video I strive to be a professional crafter, so I decided to pour the whole lot of resin just on my lap. Pour it where the arms and the light and just have it all stick together. And see what I mean about a redundant step? I just stuck a big plastic pipe over the front anyway. But live and learn, or just, live or exist, basically. So like with all my scratch builds, I like to sand the plastic surfaces and use super glue mixed with baking powder. It creates quite a strong bond and it seems to stick. So I needed something to act as the head, and what better to act as the head than the bit of head I cut off. I just trimmed it to a different shape and had it kind of sloping backwards because I didn't want that bottle look, the classic bottle look. Also, it ended up looking a bit like a robot cap. But anyway, so I wanted to create some legs for the robot, but then I thought legs aren't really stable enough, and especially if it's holding stuff, I want it to be quite stable on the table. So I made some tank tracks using this old Dio stick. So I created a robot anus. I mean, that's quite a crude word, but basically a hole where his bottom is to put the USB wire through. And I filled that little pot up with clay because I wanted it to be quite weighted at the bottom. So I used some more 2-part epoxy to stick the top half to the bottom half because I wanted this thing to be solid. It's going to be handled a lot. It needs to be solid. I gotta be honest, this build was a bit of a pain because these arms just kept getting in the way, and I figured, oh, I can take these crocodile clips out, so I did. So for the wheels, I wanted to use these yo-yo halves. They're basically little cheap plastic yo-yos I got from the party section of a supermarket. And I use these for wheels quite a lot. They're pretty good. And let's just see if these work. Brilliant. Do you see what I mean about these arms? They were always in the way. Always in the way. So I figured after my last episode when I talked about my favourite junk to use, I would use all my favourite bits of junk in this build because, you know, it's a good way of demonstrating why I like them. And I'm going to use these clothes pegs to put as rims around the tank track. So what am I telling you? You can just see it. It's right there, look. These bloody arms. Here we are, hair colours, another one of my favourite pieces of junk to use. You can find these in your local pound shop or your dad's weekend bag. Wherever you can get them, they're really good to use in builds like this. You know, while I'm doing this, I might as well tell you about my Discord channel. Some of you are already there. It's an open invite now. It should be on the link below. You can join my Discord, and there's already hundreds of us there talking about stuff we make, you know, annoying each other with memes and just basically being passive aggressive. But if you like that kind of thing, then please click on the link and join the Discord. And here is a freezer bag clip. This is a star-studded show today, I'll tell you. So when I'm scratch building and I have no particular design, I'm not copying anything or I don't really have any ideas, I just tend to use every little bit of plastic that's on my table, like these little bits of the freezer bag clips I cut off. I mean, they can fit right here and it just makes it look more detailed. It looks like they should go there. The classic kids bottle lid with the holes around the edges so kids don't choke, but they make really good turbines and your kids don't choke on them. So. And I thought I'd use the epoxy resin lids because they were like on my table. It's my favourite thing about scratch building. You just keep adding things until it looks like something. It's kind of like the way I draw. I just keep scratching at a piece of paper until it looks like something. It's the same with scratch building. Just keep adding. So sometimes when I've been really naughty, I watch Narb Makes, which is another YouTube channel, and he uses these foam sheets to create textures for flooring and things like that with a heat gun. So I didn't have a roller handy. I used a hair roller to try and create some texture, and look at that, it actually kind of works. So then I made a mad scramble around the workshop to look for other textures, and it worked out pretty well. Look at that. So I would usually use plasticard for these little plates, and plasticard is expensive and this foam stuff is dirt cheap, and it also flexes around whatever you're sticking it to, so it works out really well. I think this may be my new method for making metal plates. What's your method for making metal plates? Is that just a really weird question? Very specific. Please comment down below. Not specifically about metal plates, but you know. So I often talk about how seasonal pound shops are, and you need to go and forage the right stuff at the right time. And now's a good time to go and forage your garden wire. All the gardening stuff is out, so go out there and pick your own. No idea where I got this wire from. It's some kind of weird shiny plastic wire, but it's a different gauge, and I like to mix the gauges of wire because it adds more detail. The more detail, the more you're distracted from the actual build itself. Another roller scratch building. So as Greg Greebley often said on the set of Star Crash, it's Greebley time. So this is one of the most fun parts of a build for me, just basically taking these little plastic shapes and just sticking them all over your build. Just adding detail, like a little weird star there, or some tokens from a Connect 4 game there, and some there. And, you know, just stick little bits onto the bigger bits. That is the definition of Greebley, I think. So I wanted to make like a valve on top of its head so a human could get in there and clean it out, I guess. So I do my old valve technique. If that's what it's called, a valve, one of those twisty handles that you'd get on a submarine. No, one of those. So now it's time to get a bit fancy pants with this remoldable mold stuff. You may know it as blue stuff, but this stuff is more like pearly white stuff, but I'm trying to lay off the dad jokes. Basically, you can stick this stuff in hot water and it softens, and you make like a putty mold out of it, and it can harden, and you can stick it back in hot water and remold it again. So I figured I could make a mold of these rhinestones because I'm running low. Well, I've got to be honest with you, I thought the time lapse was going to be more interesting than that, but oh well. So let me take this opportunity to thank the person who bought me this putty stuff off of my Amazon wishlist, which happens to be just below this video. Smooth. And that's a perfect mold. I'm really happy with this stuff. I'm going to be making molds of everything. First things come to mind, custard creams, but I think of other stuff. So to be doubly fancy pants, I'm going to use this UV resin that I had lying around to make some transparent hemisphere rhinestones. So using a UV torch, you can make some transparent hemisphere rhinestones, and find out what I use those for later. Nice. So it's a bolt that time to get riveting. Bill, you're pathetic. And that's about it for the Greeblin. Let's move these annoying arms out of the way and get ready for some priming porn. Oh yeah. Wah, wah. Oh hello, you're still here. Could you possibly click on that subscribe button? Someone said it was a bit sticky. It wasn't clicking. Just give it a go and see if it works for me, would you, please? Cheers. Thanks. Also, the like button's a bit funny, so maybe give that one a few clicks. Actually, give it 3 clicks. Yeah, 3 clicks, just to make sure. And yeah, check the Patreon links working below, because I've had some people saying, you know, I spelled it wrong. I mean, maybe I should learn how to copy and paste, but computers and older people. Yeah, they should do it. Thanks for helping me out. I mean, really helpful. Thanks. Bye. Actually, stay here because I'm still building. So just. So I never thought I'd say this. I'm actually running out of rusty coloured paint. I mean, I'm sure I could mix my own. It basically is just brown and red, but yeah, dark days. So basically, commentating over painting is pretty boring. So I'm just going to talk about other things like, did you enjoy the music for this episode? Do you like the music in all my episodes? If you do like the music, please join Patreon and you can download all the soundtracks you like. I've got a backlog of all my episode soundtracks on there. So, yeah, fill your ear holes. What else can I talk about? Every month I have a build challenge with my patrons. We had the Dio Stick challenge, you may remember from a few episodes ago. This month we're building I'm not going to say what it is, but it begins with B and it has OTS at the end. But you'll see that soon. And we've got a challenge for next month already ongoing. So if you'd like to get in on that one, please join Patreon. Basically just join Patreon. That's the message of the day. If you want. So one thing I do like doing with the painting phase is stencils, because it adds a bit of, it's like greebling with paint, isn't it? I guess adding little details in your paintwork. I guess. I have so much to say about painting, it's sometimes hard to get out. So here we have some black and burnt umber oil paint, and I want to make a dirty brown wash using white spirit, the usual. So every time when I apply this wash, I always think I'm just going to stick it in the little nooks and the crannies, the little crevices and stuff to make it look darker, but then I just end up painting the whole thing in it because it kind of works like that. I guess that's how a wash works. Also, you can use these makeup pads on sticks to wipe away the excess. So now it's time to put the crocodile clips back in its arms, and I can show you why I made those transparent hemisphere rhinestones. I don't like saying hemisphere, it sounds weird. Technically that's what they're called, but half spherical sounds better. Anyway. So here it is. Here's my Helping Hands robot. I'm really proud of the eyes I made using that resin, and I'm really happy with the foam metal plates. They look really good. If you make something like this and you'd like me to see it, take a picture of it on an instant camera and get it developed in the shop, and then put it in an envelope and send it to the address down below. Or you could probably share it on Instagram. I mean, it's up to you, completely up to you. I'm going to be honest with you. Just before I shot this segment to camera, I sat on it and I actually broke a little bit of it, and it needs gluing just under here. It's not a problem, easy fix. But yeah, don't sit on them. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. Next week's episode is going to be a special one. It's going to involve my patrons again. But they're going to be nice, because I said to them, I said, look, if you don't stop being horrible to me, I'm going to stop taking your money. I mean, I didn't really think it through.
Anyway, that's next week. And for now, let's just look at some glamour shots. And yeah, I'm probably just going to say some useless. Yeah, you're probably right, Bill. Thank you, patrons. I really enjoy the community we have over on Patreon. You're actually quite nice people. Makes me mistrust you. That's just the way I was raised. But yeah, thank you. If you'd like to be a patron, please click on the link below. And here is the helping hands. I quite like it. You know, it's much more interesting than the original helping hands thing I had. What do you think? Do you like it? Does it matter? Probably not. I'll probably see you next week anyway.
2021年8月8日，天使号4646是相信天使的支持，聆听他们的指引的讯息。当你的视线被负面情绪笼罩时，你就会看，把你的焦虑留给天使，继续朝着你灵魂的目标迈进。
在你心中有把未熄灭的火，推动你向前冲。相信就不会回头，认定就付出所有，注视着最初的悸动。每当你觉得彷徨无助的时候，别忘了我永远在你左右，永远记得你当初中最真的梦热在心中，走过黑夜寒冬，守护你的心中，有我陪就没有到不了的梦。
他若是我的初衷，永远当做舞台，自己是主角。
我想要继续坚持下去，留下守护这个风格。
在旁边还是会飘拔到看见还没完成的事情，
看自己的极限在哪里。用音乐说话是一件很大的事情。
相信就不会回头。
有想到，还有想还有在这个还有做的激动，你通过完了一个做，你这背后的哇，他都做，包括第一个他在打断经济交通之外，他现在做比赛是3号，对，3代组装后车，2代车辆经过这个台积电，同时他说了，目前他现在大的这条这个还有台积电3代，我要做3代以后，好，那这样方法多了，你知道，市场方法我们台湾公布了，因为未来台积电在10年的2代这个工厂，目前已经通过完毕，它未来有可能把做建它的2代，它的工厂也已经落地了，当然这些双方的因为这个2代跟3代的竞争呢，也是两个对比，我只会谈的现在生物配的是这个核心挑战，这个合作计划，这个先进制程的基地需求，这个跟2代关系非常密切。就在这个地方，就在这个地方，这是本计划，就是这个台积电的这个计划里面，所以这个重要，未来所有的台积电都
希望每一个都可以跟我一样，
就是没有放弃就继续玩，喜欢书的可以来这边看书。
3C项目放话看很多，但是到底谁能够真的量产出来，变成是未来一个非常重要的重点。
好，那刚刚讲到的。本来被认为台积电有一个天道，然后就是美国要求他交出客户的资料，你的库存资料。那时候台积电股票还跌，想说你完蛋了，就没有想到台积电说不就是不。
没错，事实上在之前雷蒙多曾经要求说，在11月8号，你所有的厂商给我交，特别是半导体，给我交出相关的客户的名单、你的库存，然后你的好像跟你打的这个东西。他甚至在扬言说要国防安全法，这样国防生产法这样的条件，就当时我们有想说台积电应该会接受，就没想到台积电除了他们的董事长那个德音接受时代杂志的专访之外，他们法务长，也就是说他们的这个方书房就出来说，绝对不会交出敏感的这个资讯，尤其是客户的这个数据的数据。他想到台积电的前五大有声明是美国人，因为呢这个苹果3次有关美国商务部的要求，台积电这个对这个方式接下去，他绝对不会接受。好，那为什么他不会接受？你们跟着讲，我也不接受了。因为台积电已经表态，我当然也不多讲了讲。所以今天来说的话，这个 AI 也跟我们说，它这个只是讲的是大家如果你都发现这个不错的东西啊，然后你这个3点原则，原则上的话，如果雷蒙多没有说这个大家就会落幕了，台积电有这么强吗？难道跟美国说不？台积电基本上是这样子，台积电产业越高，会越创这个新高。好，说美国现在说什么？现在美国苹果，还有后面这个现在的所有难得的台积电在生产，你说这些厂商他也不需要照顾他的机密了，对不对？也就是美国雷蒙多比较多的台积电的啊。那除了这个之外，当然这次的反映事件里面有一个非常重要的人物被提出来，这就是方石红。这次代表台积电的法务人，等于是说有点跟美国基本上谈判的机会啊。但是方石红这次那很多人都说，问题他真的现在被调解接嘛？最主要是这个就是我们的 BND 来到台湾的时候，当时就是这个有包括为什么就是中拿包括台积电的这个当处分律师啊，包括这个红海没有去嘛，然后包括这个经纪人都去了。那今天说，他们有个亮点就是这个，那是谁？就是方石红，他也去 BND， 因为他我觉得他在整个 BND 的过程里面，他是扮演一个相当重要的角色。也就是说，在传输的这个购买这个疫苗的群组里面来说，因为他过去一段时间他跟中国开长非常好，因为他是大法律学毕业，然后到国外去，你看爱荷华大学的法律硕士，然后他又是律师高考，所以他跟我们这个所谓的中考才过来是他的教育学习。好，那除了为什么他现在没有？因为为什么这么重要？主要原因是因为他是谁？他是商业的左右手。哦，对吧？这个过程他能够看到的这个发展，他最早进去，原来他不仅能够在国内一路上攻，因为他是保利的，当他是台积电也给他做这样做的法律纠纷，包括和今天战争啊这些东西，但是真的让他打下真正的这两个官司，一个是2009年的时候，当时的中兴的这个官司，当时主要是他最后把中兴击败，逼了张汝京离开中兴，所以当时他说我们没必要判决，不要给我判决，就他管就判地下机构，在2015年的时候，他 的战功之后，变成是说为什么它在台积电变得非常重要？人家就说它可以说是目前台积电法律上面的门神啊，很多重要的法案都一定要他通过。所以为什么在买 BNT 的疫苗，他要出席，就是因为那些相关的法令的时候，他比较熟悉，所以由他来做这个非常重要。所以你看，连 APEC 会议里面来说，你看台积电的张忠谋董事长 APEC 他就带2个人，一个是孙佑文，一个就是这个方舒啊，他带两个人去哦，而且几乎很多次的 APEC 都会去哦。为什么？因为他熟悉国际商务谈判的法律专业。最重要的其实台积电，
那这次买 BNT 也有他的角色吗？
有角色，他就扮演一个跟我们府方沟通的这个角色，所以才告诉你嘛，为什么台积电那么重要？你看，连他们法务人员都那么厉害，当然整个台积电，它当然更不是省油的灯啊，
对不对？台积电现在台湾有点石成金的功效吗？现在我是双北人，我台北人，我真觉得现在新竹人的薪资已经比台北人高了。现在新竹人的加薪的速度，也就是台积电在哪里？第一个，你的薪资，你的加薪速度，你的房价都比台北强了。
2012年的时候，正是我离开新竹到台北讨生活的那一天。结果呢，我看了2012年到2021年，台北跟新竹的薪资涨幅完全的呐喊出来。新竹的薪资涨幅是20%啊，台北只有14%。所以呢，我离开那一天哦，台北跟新竹两边大概月薪都30万，准备好了。结果现在台北月薪4万，我这现在心跳，心肺交叉。你说这个台湾的薪水，新竹是最高，新竹的薪水比台北还高，它不只是最高，它涨幅更大，而且新竹最涨幅大，而且它升幅最高，对不对？而且这个是多少人高出来？如果你去台北的话，以3年9万到4万核心的前提是4年的时候，一定会减不到1万，而且新竹的真的是2年6万，然后呢，现在3年6万，前台湾涨到1万，我们还在台北市的人口越来越少，是啊，是啊，是啊，现在高一些，可是呢，台产的还是稍微高一点。重点是，我在新竹打工的话，我觉得讲不一样。新竹公司这样说，2016年没有PPT，我今天20万涨涨30万，因为很多公司5年涨30%，10年涨30%，我想我那时候记得，我跟因为新成立的时候，我200万元包，要我要不要大概要900万，我200万是从现在变多了，涨的是位置就是变科学园区，他是竹北啊，那时候买公司，我现在还是在变实售的啊，所以我2012年到现在，我真的印象很深刻。那么好，那时候你看这个，所以你看这交大电这个电子物质的科技公司来说，房租才1000块钱的时候，然后200万房租要卖新成都的时候，现在没有这个价钱的吧？以定薪出来说，现在因为台积电跟科学园区关系一直往上爬，而且现在可怕的是，它不是只有新竹，它现在台南、高雄也是这样子，这个就是关键。我刚刚讲说所谓新竹，你也可以说是很多台积电跟一大堆科学园区一起拱上，可是台南就不一样吧？南科这东西是真的哦，台积电一己之力把它整个 push 上来，对不对？我们那时候就讲善化，善化是干嘛的？以前是杀牛的嘛，以前去善化是看牛墟，牛墟会搞一个地方，会搞到牛墟，就是很偏僻的地方。善化哦，2016年如果在那边买个透天，687万均价，2020年1087万均价，涨幅13.3%年涨幅，你现在还找年涨幅13.3%的投资商品，那你还是别墅。如果是大楼的话，一坪13.35万变16.4万，也非常非常多。高雄更夸张，高雄不是要去人武产业园区吗？人武产业园区台积电7奈米要落地，对不对？那边学区房哦，2015年的时候是8.7万一坪，非常便宜，8万多一坪，
不到10万。
对，现在15.4万，涨幅77%。从2015年到2021年，大概6年左右，6年涨77%，一年再涨10%左右。你去哪里找这种投资商品？所以呢，对于台湾来说，确实随着台积电啊、科学园区的脚步，一路从新竹到台南到高雄都在涨。好，不过小健，台湾发展这种电子业， 可怕的是，他们都是时间怪兽。时间怪兽是我们讲一下，我不要核电，我现在要把煤给降低，结果我靠什么？靠风电，靠这个所谓的这个风力发电跟太阳能。就现在很可怕的是，现在台电每天很紧张的没有电，因为太阳能以及风电太不保险了。
是的，我们昨天呢又亮了橘色的灯。什么是橘色的灯呢？就是供电已经到了警戒，再下一个是红色的灯就要限电了。所以我们大家冷气现在吹得很爽嘛，可是昨天是几乎是要可能限电的状态哦。
限电。
对，因为增加了22%的民生用电。然后呢，昨天下午是先开了水利进来救，然后傍晚的时候又再一次的用电高峰，开了这个核能的轻油机组进来救，所以昨天的用电量其实是非常非常高的。
机组都来救了。
是你只要看到这个轻油机组开了，就知道已经快要不行了。那如果运气好的话，可以忍住；运气不好的话，就真的限电麻烦了。那为什么会这样子呢？大家都觉得明明现在要秋天了哈，怎么还会缺电？缺电不是夏天的事情吗？就是因为秋天，因为太阳会下山。这4年来，我们越来越依赖太阳的光电，大家知道吗？这代表什么？我们中午用电 OK， 可是等到太阳下山以后，每天下午台电都面临在6小时内少掉了将近于中火10部机组，再加上林口3部机组，台湾1/5的用电量，所以太阳越早下山，我们就越早面临缺电的这个风险。那缺电怎么办呢？就中间赶快拿这个气涡轮进来救嘛。就有人讲说，我们是把鱼子酱拿来吃，鱼子酱是什么？最高档的食材拿来当饭吃，所以你可以看到这个图上，这个气涡轮机组呢，它是用轻柴油去发电。你可以看到2021年7月的这个 bar 特别的长，跟去年去对比差很多，代表呢它是一个在备转容量10%以下才会启动的，代表越来越常出现这种情况，要把口袋的鱼子酱搬出来吃嘛。
它到底多耗电？它到底多花钱？它到底成本有多高？会形容说它是把鱼子酱当正餐吃？
简单讲啦，它的发电成本每一度要12到15块，就是呢你去买一杯铝箔包饮料这样子1度电啊，然后呢它是燃煤的10倍之多，所以你知道燃煤就连比较贵的天然气跟这种气涡轮机组比起来都差非常多，所以它是拿来救急用的，
它发电的数倍10倍左右。
是，它是拿来救急用的。那我们当然一定会有缺口，为什么会有缺口？因为我们政策是非核家园，所以你看核2的1号机，因为呢这个燃料足够，7月初它就已经停止了，再来呢也要2月份也要再出力嘛，所以去年核能我们没有停它，今年是多少？10月到2025年要降到0，中间的缺口要有出来。这主要是我们用燃气，可是燃气要2年半，所以管不进去。另外一个管不进去的是再生能源，有立法委员去问王美花，我们再生能源的配置本来目标今年是12%，有没有达标？结果没有，只有5.5%而已。所以你看，刚刚讲的6.5%而已，所以完全不够嘛。所以你的燃气没有办法跟上来，你的再生能源没有办法跟上来，甚至于连燃煤都爆发不大。而这个燃煤的这个有一个公司叫做中国的煤厂，被踢到说呢有电收来，而且呢还不靠水泥。所以那个验收的那个水泥桩旁边土都是松的，现在负责人已经到案自首了。所以核能不用，光电太阳会下山，然后气涡轮太贵，再生能源的燃气太慢，燃煤又爆发，突然说当然台湾的电力越来越不够。
说给我靠着自己，不是你过分的安静。
向领悟的结局。
天使数字 Angel Number， 天使数字1010的意思，请看这里。2，天使数字3 Segment 4 Contact 1，天使数字 Angel Number 4 横天使数字3，天使数字1010的意思，请看这里。天使数字1010的意思，请看这里。10月18、2016 4横天使数字看到时钟或车牌时，如果是连号数字，不知为何会觉得有点高兴。连号数字也称作天使数字，据说是包含住天使们的忠告的。那么1010里天使们包含了什么样的信息呢？这次就介绍天使数字1010所代表的意思吧。天使数字1010的意思是，献给见到1010的人们，请关注灵感或想法、直觉吧。神在通过这些向你传达信息，那是神圣的指引，是往光明邀请你的。你的期望走往光明之路的愿望得到回应了，因为你认识到存在于你心中的黑暗，所以成功地选择了光明。请抱有自信，前进吧。也许和别人不同，你就是你。要注重个性，始终保持如意吧。4位数以上的天使数字，每3位数分为一组来解释意思。所以介绍101和0的意思吧。天使数字101的意思是，从天界向你发来了要改变思考的信息，有可能你在祈祷未来的幸福，不过现实就是你的祈祷的答案。去选择正确的思考，能让你得到幸福。要知道，不管在什么时候，改变现实的力量就在你自己。思考是会变成现实的。抱有正确的思考，向神祈祷，指引你走光明之路吧。天使数字0的意思是，0的关键词是伟大的存在，是关于祈祷和冥想等与神有关的信息。是 是暗示神在向你窃窃私语。Sponsored Link 小节。数字1010里包含住神收到了你想改变现实的愿望，请注意你的直觉并接受神的指引吧。的信息，就算对现在的现实不满，那也是你过去所抱有的思考。这个世界里，只有你的思考才能变成现实。想改变现实的话，要在头脑中描绘美好。是通过思考，你在向神定制现实，接收神发来的信息，正确的去选择吧。这篇文章能成为你的提醒，那就深感荣幸。非常感谢读到最后，谢谢。Sponsored links relate an article. Commento World 参数1 Sacramento. Copyright C 2021天使数字 Angel Number All Rights Reserved.